Now, let's talk about a new term that some have deemed offensive, an ableist. Kimberly Jane Aaron, who'll soon have the initials PhD after her name, took to Twitter to say this, PSA, we are replacing, so I'll give you the ableist word because it's too triggering to even mention it. It's called blind spot. So, you know, when you're driving and you've got a blind spot. So she says, PSA, we are replacing an ableist term with the term dead angle. It means a spot in your periphery you cannot see or an area not covered by CCTV. You all probably already know what term I'm replacing, so I'm not even going to tell you. Dead angle. Use it till other people conform. That's the word, isn't it? Conform.
That is the giveaway. And
you might look at that and go, oh, that's just crazy.
There it is.
But,
people conform.
But this craziness does take hold. I mean, this tweet has 7,000 likes and 2,000 retweets, and we've seen how language has been weaponised and people have been forced to conform, or then they're slandered as bigots or transophobes or some other...
Yeah, and look, language does evolve. You know, terms that were acceptable 50 years ago are no longer acceptable.
Yeah, but
that happens. No. But that happens. The whole point is, Rita, that happens naturally. People do evolve. But for there to be a command and control set of people at the top who prescribe what language we can and can't use, sometimes by law, that is authoritarianism. And how are we supposed to function as human beings if we have to second-guess every second word we use, up to and including, I might add, basic pronouns like he and she? It will completely starve us of any ability to express ourselves.
Absolutely. Daisy, it's quite weird that she's so offended by a term like blind spot when her own Twitter handle and her own website is crippled scholar. I would have thought crippled would be a far more un-PC word than blind spot.
Well, you'd think that, but perhaps she thinks she's reclaiming the word or something like that. I don't know what's going on in her head, but still, as the casual observer, it raises a few eyebrows. I mean, I'm so sick of this language policing. I mean, no one is being physically hurt by saying blind spot. It is the most trivial thing. I mean, look, the term dead angle, if you really want to get down to it, surely someone is going to be offended by dead angle because perhaps it's offensive to the dead. You know, they could say, well, my grandfather died.
That's the biggest disability there is, isn't it?
Exactly.
No,
if my grandfather's go...
Pretty ableist.
Yeah, well, it is pretty ableist. I mean, if you want to look at everything as ableist like that, but I'm just so tired of being told what I can and can't say. And, you know, as Gideon, you said, language does evolve, and there are certain terms that were acceptable, you know, decades ago that are not acceptable now, and it's understandable why that is. But blind spot? I mean, that's just looking for things to complain about.
Oh, absolutely. And sometimes when you see these things, it takes you a second to figure out whether it's parody or someone's being serious, and that's becoming increasingly difficult to tell the difference.